Hello. Are you a real estate broker owner in the real estate industry, or have you ever thought about opening your own brokerage before? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Rob Campbell, part of the Real Estate Business Expansion Experts. So listen to this. What if there was a way you can leverage like a broker, override like a broker, get the same benefits of being a broker owner without having the risk, the liability, or the overhead of owning your own brokerage? Well, I've got a way to show you how to do that. Better yet, how about franchises? Instead of paying a huge upfront cost to be a part of a franchise and pay those monthly fees to the franchise and be locked in for 5, 7, 10 years, legally liable to pay that franchise, what if there was a way to get the same benefits of a nationwide organization without having to pay those franchise fees? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, let me give you some background on my wife and I. So my wife and I used to own 15 RE/MAX offices, had about 400 agents in Nashville, Tennessee, owned our own mortgage company, title company, insurance company, graphics company, took us to be the multi-office broker owners of the year for RE/MAX worldwide. Well, we saw something happening a number of years ago because our main goal is helping to grow agents. You see, we got all those trophies, but trophies don't mean anything at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's how many other people you can help become successful. And we love pouring in, helping, coaching, training, and mentoring our agents to get them to the top of the industry. Well, we saw something where agents started shifting how they branded. They used to brand the company that they were with. They branded the RE/MAX name, the Keller Williams name, the Coldwell Banker, Citrus 21. That all started to change, and agents started branding themselves, their niches, and their teams. Well, we looked around at our office space about 8 years ago, and no one's using it because everyone's going mobile and remote, and we said, you know what? I think the Netflix of real estate is going to come out soon, and I don't want to be stuck owning Blockbusters when it does. So we sold everything 8 years ago. Our RE/MAX offices, mortgage, title, insurance, everything. Kind of got out of the real estate industry as an owner, still kept our licenses active, do our own personal deals, and then got into a coaching company where we coached and mentored entrepreneurs all over the world. Well, in that coaching company, we met another gentleman. This gentleman was also retired from real estate. He come from a Keller Williams background. Number 14 income earner with Keller Williams, earning about $30,000 roughly a month in their profit share program. He was retired. He's over in our coaching company. We're having a blast all over the world and talking to each other about how, oh my gosh, we are never going to get back in the real estate industry again. Famous last words. Well, 10 years ago, another gentleman out in Bellingham, Washington, this guy came from a Microsoft background, and he wanted to create a totally different type of real estate company. And the reason he wanted to do that was he was in a Keller Williams office. He brought a bunch of agents to Keller Williams, wasn't getting paid a very big profit share check, wanted to figure out why that was, analyzed the expense level of a real estate company, and said, oh my gosh, it's expensive to run a real estate company. No wonder the profit levels are so low. Well, he said, what if I could redesign the real estate model? So 10 years ago, he came up with an idea. And his idea was to create a nationwide virtual real estate company, agent-owned, in the stock market. And his idea was eXp Realty. And you've probably already heard of eXp Realty before, but you haven't heard about it from us. We're doing something unique and different, especially as it deals with broker owners. So stay tuned for just a minute. So eXp Realty was founded by Glenn Sanford in Bellingham, Washington. And so he wanted to create a different type of real estate company. You see, he wanted to create the Netflix of real estate, the Amazon of real estate. As a matter of fact, Uber is a great example of what we're doing, and here's why. You see, in the taxi industry, drivers don't control the taxi industry, do they? It's the wealthy people who own the medallions in each city for the rights to have the taxis. They control the industry. Well, Uber comes along and they said, hey, that's not fair. Let's create one company out of technology nationwide, have these drivers sign up for this technology, drivers make more money, consumer gets a better deal. They cut the middleman out. Well, this company said, let's do the exact same thing in the real estate industry. Let's create one company nationwide. No franchises, no brick and mortar, no exorbitant staff costs because we can consolidate. Hire staff brokers in all 50 states and in Canada to make sure they're legal and compliant with all 50 states and in Canada. Do a deal with Regus office suites for office locations for agents to use if they need an office space, but most don't these days. And instead of doing a broker owner model, They said, let's do an agent-owned real estate company. Let's not do a typical franchise that has high overhead costs, locally confined in your growth. Because I remember when I owned my office, I had a Nashville office, but I also had a Brentwood office, I also had a Franklin office, I had a Hendersonville office. What if you could do the same thing in a cloud-based environment nationwide? That's what this company's put together. It took me a minute to get my head around this idea because I was so used to the old school way of doing it that I kept trying to go back to the old school to compare it, and you cannot do that. You have to open up your mind to a bigger platform, and let me show you how this works. You see, instead of doing an office location, they created a complete online environment. Think of it this way. You know how universities, you can go to school at a university, and to go to class, you got to drive into school and sit down at the desk, right? To go to school. Well, that's kind of like your old school way of RE/MAX, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, independent real estate companies that have a brick and mortar office. You drive to the office, you go in the door, and you sit down with the accounting person or the broker or whoever. What if, like in universities, you could actually go to most universities online these days. You can do it from your home or from vacation or wherever you want to. You can go to the university online. What if you could do the exact same thing in a real estate company? Have the complete office online. Create a little avatar like our kids are already doing these days. Walk into the accounting department and get your accounting questions answered. Walk in the broker department and get your broker questions answered. All online in our virtual campus. Well, this company has done it right and created that virtual world. As a matter of fact, we have live trainings, over 20 hours of live trainings in that virtual world every week with sales and listing trainings, lead generation trainings, social media, because most agents aren't doing social media correctly in the real estate industry. We'll show them how. CRM and technology tools. Real-time support with live staff members online in the cloud each day during the week. And we have international collaboration. We're collaborating with agents all over the country and soon to be around the world. As a matter of fact, we're in the United States and Canada now. We're soon to be in Australia and the UK. Well, one of the things this company's done really well is to create a technology environment for our agents to thrive. You see, we have our eXp Enterprise for our back office for you to see all your transactions and how they're going through the system. Your SkySlope management is our virtual paperless system. You can take a contract from start to finish virtually paperless if you want to. We've got Workplace by Facebook, where we collaborate with agents nationwide and soon to be worldwide throughout our workplace community. And we have special groups that you can plug into if you have specialty things that you do in the real estate industry. But the biggest part about it is our lead generation system. You see, since our founder was a lead person, he wanted to give the opportunity to every agent to be a lead generator. You see, in most real estate companies, the lead generation system is left up to the broker owner who pays a lot of money for leads coming in, feeds them to their agents for a big cut, or a team leader. They spend a lot of money on lead generation. They take that in, put it to the team for a big cut. What if you can teach every single real estate agent how to self-generate their own leads individually? Well, that's what we do through our CRM platform. We have partnered with Conversion KV Core to provide that platform, a landing page, lead generation systems, algorithms, follow-up campaigns, drip campaigns, all that's built into the system, and it all falls into a CRM for the agent. As a matter of fact, a lot of agents who don't want to do lead generation, they don't have to. They can just take their database, plug it into this CRM system, and it'll help follow up drip campaign on their own database, which is a gold mine for them. So also we have our own marketing and branding templates for the agents to come in and have a brokerage in a box. If you need flyers, if you need brochures, everything that you need is already pre-done in our marketing center. You just plug your branding onto it and roll. And so if you're a broker owner and you have a certain type of branding that you want to keep, in most states, you can keep your own branding brokered by eXp Realty. We have quite a few brokerages that did just that, and I'll tell you some stories about some here in just a minute. We also have social media content, listing presentations, buyer presentations. They're amazing. As a matter of fact, my friend Thomas Marchbanks in Memphis, Tennessee, when he came on, he had been using his own listing presentation that he had created through the RE/MAX system for years, and when he switched over here, he decided to switch over to our listing presentation in this program because it was so revolutionary on how they talk to the client. So how our business model works. You see, in most real estate companies, an agent is only earning their commissions and that's it. Well, here we get paid multiple other ways. As a matter of fact, 2 more ways. This company allows a real estate agent to leverage their license and get paid 3 ways instead of 1. Let me show you how that works. So we get paid commissions like everybody else, right? Well, how about if there was a way to also get paid in ownership, stock ownership in the company? You see, every agent, when they come on and they do their first transaction, the company gifts them stock in the company for doing their first closing to start their ownership, because we want every agent to be an owner in the company. Well, then each closing after that, if they choose to, they can elect 5% of their commissions to purchase additional shares of stock at a 20% discount. Now there's a stock equity play going on every single closing in their stock account. Well, then it's a capping system, 80-20 split to a $16,000 cap. Once they pay in $16,000, they go to 100% for the rest of the year. Well, they get a bonus of more stock in the company for capping out, right? Well, then there's another level. If they cap out, do 20 additional closings past their cap, they get their entire $16,000 cap back in stock in the company, effectively making the top producers 100% year-round. And that's what's allowed us to pull over top players. Whole brokerage conversions like RE/MAX owners, Keller Williams owners, Coldwell Banker owners, Century 21 owners, independent real estate companies have been converting over to this platform. And I can tell you how to tweak what you're doing to fit here. As a matter of fact, for most brokerages who have 30, 40 agents or less, I can show them how to make far more money over here than owning their own brokerage. Well, we've had top teams come over because team leaders are virtually 100% year-round with their volume. Top individual agents, but our bread and butter agents are the ones making $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year in commissions. As a matter of fact, some top players have just recently come over. We had the #1 team for RE/MAX in the entire state of Florida move over a few weeks ago. #1 agent in Keller Williams nationwide, he came over as well. So a lot of top players in the industry, as well as broker owners, are converting over to this from different companies. So in addition to getting commissions like they've always earned, also they're earning stock in the company, which they've never had before, building up while they're selling real estate. The third piece of this company is the agent revenue share, agent override. You see, since we don't have traditional broker owners, we have the ability to let the agents grow the company. Now, here's something that I've noticed about real estate agents. For the most part, real estate agents are not very good recruiters. So I don't want them to go recruit. I want them to, #1, go sell real estate, because that's what they're good at. #2, get the stock play in the stock market, because that's just an added value for being with this company. But #3, they're going to run into real estate agents. And up until today, those real estate agents don't make them any money. But now, when they do a deal with a real estate agent and they think they're a good quality real estate agent, I just want them to refer them to us. Let us help with the recruiting for you, and then we'll all override as business partners. That's been going gangbusters with this program. And the way the override side works is, if you refer an agent to the company from anywhere in the country, it makes no difference. #1, you get more shares of stock in the company. But #2, you get a percentage of that agent's revenue off the top from $1 until they cap every single year. Not profit share off the bottom. We're talking about revenue share off the top, like a broker earns. So we're having agents come on board, and they're bringing other agents and refer them to the company, and they can earn up to $2,800 per agent per year, because that's when they cap out, right? And every year that resets, and they get a piece every single year. But it doesn't just stop there. Also, if you refer 5 agents or more to the company, then that opens up tier 2 pay. So anyone who they refer to the company, you're now getting overrides off of them as well. And that's up to $3,200 per agent per year for tier 2. It doesn't stop there. Just like Keller Williams, who has a 7-level deep program, we have a 7-tier deep program based on the number of agents that you've brought onto the company. So we're having agents come on board and refer 10 or 15 agents to the company over their career, end up with $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year coming in as an agent override. Now, to me, that's a retirement plan, because we don't have a retirement plan in the real estate industry. If we can help the real estate agents make an extra few $1,000s a month coming into this program, then they can actually create a retirement plan that can enjoy life, have more fun, and enjoy their family again. So we've hit tons of milestones in our growth. As a matter of fact, a lot of the different magazines have awarded us hey, top movers in transactions, top movers in volume, largest independents, transaction close size, top brokerage agent count. I mean, on in what we're doing in our lifestyle of our company. And our growth rate has been tremendous. You see, 3 years ago, we only had 600 agents in this company nationwide. 2 years ago, 2,500 agents in this company nationwide. A year ago, 6,500 agents in this company nationwide. Just crossed over the 20,000 agent mark a few days ago. I mean, my slide is even old. It shows 18. I need to get a new one. We're at 20,000 agents nationwide right now and growing. Why is that important? Well, here's the perspective. RE/MAX and Keller Williams took 20 years to get to 10,000 agents. But when they hit 10,000 agents, they exploded in growth, went over 100,000 agents each, both of them did. Now, when they had that hyper growth, both companies, some people made a lot of money. Who did not make a lot of money? The agents. Do you know who did make a lot of money? The regional owners and the franchise. They made fortunes. That's where Dave Linder bought 3 private planes, right? Well, we hit 10,000 agents in 9 years, twice as fast. We're in that hyper growth mode right now. I feel we're going to go to 100,000 agents in just a few more years, 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows? But who makes the money this time? The agents do. That's why we're one of the fastest growing real estate companies in history right now, because we're agent centric. And here's what I've seen. You see, this company was built by agents, for agents, owned by agents in the stock market. So we wanted to create core values that centered around that, where service and sustainability and collaboration together. I mean, imagine you have top agents doing $100 million a year in volume, plus are teaching our agents through the cloud on how they did it. I mean, that doesn't happen in most markets. Transparency, we're a publicly traded company on NASDAQ, fully uplisted on NASDAQ, so we have to be transparent. So you get to see everything. So integrity, innovation, agile, fun, and a creative community. You see, here's what I see. The old school brokerages like the RE/MAX, the Keller Williams, the Coldwell Bankers, Cinch 21, the Cry-Likes, the independent offices, they're amazing companies. Can't say anything bad about them. Great names in the industry, but here's the problem. So did Macy's and Sears and JCPenney's and Toys R Us. They had great names, awesome companies, but they did not change with the times and they got left behind. Where are we in the industry? Who are we competing with in the real estate industry today? We're competing with Zillow and Trulia and Opendoor and Knock and Redfin and Google is now getting into the real estate industry. Imagine that, right? Now, make no mistake, those companies are ultimately looking to cut the real estate agent and brokers out. Where is there a tech-driven real estate company that's agent-friendly and agent-owned? That's where we are. And no one else is playing in our space, nowhere even close. So here's how the program works. Each agent that comes on at the same plan. We don't cut special deals for big teams or new agents, charge them a huge amount of money. It's all the same. Everybody's on the same playing field. 80-20 split to a 16,000 cap. Once someone pays in 16,000, they go to 100% for their anniversary year. And then they start over again the next year. The cost. Each agent pays $149 a one-time setup fee. Never have to pay that again. Then there's a $50 a month tech fee, $35 a month university fee, so $85 a month per monthly. Then per transaction, we have $40 E&O, $25 broker review fee, so $65 per closing on a deal. And that's it. So as you're growing your business, you can grow it within this company. Here's what it's like for a broker owner. Let me put it into a broker owner's perspective. It's like in a brokerage, here's what did not make me any money owning my own brokerage. Cutting commission checks, dealing with escrow accounts, audits, paperwork, compliance, staff, hiring new staff, W-2s, 1099s, E&O insurance, lawsuits. None of that made me any money. Copy machine jams. None of that makes me any money. But I got to deal with it as a broker owner. What makes me money as a broker owner? Two things. Selling real estate and recruiting agents. What if there was a platform where you didn't have to do all that stuff that doesn't make you any money? Let the company do all that, leverage their backbone, leverage their nationwide brokerages, and all you have to do is to sell real estate and recruit agents, and you can override nationwide on a platform. As a matter of fact, that's what one of my friends did in Louisville, Kentucky. Stephanie Gillison, one of my first people I talked to, went up to Louisville and said, Stephanie, I want to talk to you about converting your whole brokerage over to eXp Realty. And she said, why would I do that? I got my own brokerage. I got my name on the door. I'm going to get 100% of my own commissions, and I'm overriding off of 20 agents in Louisville, Kentucky. And I said, Stephanie, you're overriding off of 20 agents in Louisville, Kentucky. We can show you how to leverage those 20 agents, turn them into 60, 80, 100 agents, multiple cities, multiple states without the risk, liability, or overhead of owning your own brokerage. And you get to keep your name. Stephanie Gillison Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. And she goes, I get to keep my own name? I said, yes. She got the number 3 RE/MAX agent in the state of Kentucky on board as well, and they exploded Kentucky. Then I went to Indianapolis, Indiana. Rick Roby introduced me to somebody up there, Drew. Now, Drew was Berkshire Hathaway. And he said, look, I love Berkshire Hathaway. Not planning on leaving Berkshire Hathaway, but I'll listen because I'm a friend of Rick's. Laid it out for him, showed him the numbers, showed him how he can grow something for himself instead of growing something for his broker. And he said, oh my gosh, why wouldn't I do this? Converted over, top RE/MAX people, top Keller, and exploded in Indianapolis. In Columbus, Ohio, had a husband and wife team doing 65, 70 transactions a year. They came from an independent broker. They came on board, started growing. The independent broker said, where are you going? They said, talk to Rob. We talked to him. The brokerage converted over. In Atlanta, Georgia, former RE/MAX owners on board, RE/MAX regional directors. We had top teams in Keller Williams, top teams in RE/MAX, individual agents from all over start to grow Atlanta. In Memphis, Tennessee, the number 1 RE/MAX agent for many years in Memphis, Tennessee. In Tennessee in general, he was the number 1 agent. He came on board. The first call he made was the people who launched Keller Williams years ago in Memphis, Tennessee. They came on board, and the people who took over for them in Keller Williams came on board. They have close to 60 plus agents in Memphis, Tennessee in a short period of time. That's how we launch. We went to Orange Beach, Alabama, and a gentleman down there owned a Coldwell Banker franchise. And I said, how many more years you have left? He said, 5. I said, well, call me back in 4.5. I can't help you. You're stuck in a franchise. He said, they'll sue you if you try to get out. 2 months later, he calls me back and says, Rob, I am out of my franchise. I want to do what you're doing. I said, wait a minute. How'd you get out of your franchise? He said, I paid them $100,000 to kill it early. I don't want to miss the window on this company. Put me in. So we started growing his business out of Orange Beach, Alabama, and he already has agents in multiple states now just doing business in Orange Beach, Alabama. So guys, if you're interested in learning a new way to run a brokerage, do an office conversion into this. We will show you, teach you, and help you convert your agents over to this platform and show them how they're getting an amazing deal and how you're a hero helping them grow their own business just like you did, right? Through this platform. If you ever thought about opening your own brokerage, look at this as instead of opening your own brokerage in one local area, how about opening something nationwide and growing a new type of real estate company, and we can show you how. All we need you to do is get back with the person that invited you to see this video, and we'll love to get you more information in your hands about how this might work for you. Thanks for taking the time. Take care.